southeast.
All right, here we're hoping to get a break. We need a break. It's been so wet and actually pretty treacherous out there on the roads. North Carolina yesterday got a lot of fog from the Midwest to the south. Got dense fog advisories again this morning across a good chunk of Illinois and Missouri. Chicago, our visibilities are reduced all the way down into St. Louis. We've got some reduced visibilities too. Nashville running about a half mile right now. Little Rock a little more than 3 miles, but it's these pockets of denser fog that you'll go through, which really might surprise you. So I don't want you to be surprised. We do have a chance for fog and the thickest of the fog up here in portions of the Mississippi Valley, but throughout the entire southeast and Midwest. It's a cloudy, foggy, murky kind of start today. Now, let's take you through the day and show you when things improve. Not that you're necessarily going to see the bright sunshine everywhere, but at least the fog improves as we get you into, say, the 9, 10 o'clock time frame. Let's look at the south and the cloudy days. We're going to have a long stretch of cloud cover. Look at a place like Atlanta. We've had clouds, at least 50% cloud cover, if not worse, the last 6 days in Charlotte, Raleigh, Atlanta, Columbia, South Carolina, going all the way back to October 1st. You count up nearly 20. It's been a cloudy stretch, and you look at the models, it's possible that we could add another week to these clouds that we've had through the south and east. Look at the forecast for today. We've got that chance for showers possible. The kind of rain that, you know, when you look at the radar, you won't think it's a lot, like Steph was talking about, but like I said yesterday, Steph, these are the kind of days that are so annoying with the windshield wipers because it's hard to find that right mode.
And actually, I had that to cool off significantly. We're talking the 50s by Sunday.
All right, but for now, winter on hold.
Yep.
Time now for a check of your weather headlines this morning.
Our installation in Fort Worth relies on wind and weather to help the public art piece come alive. It's
all part of the Trinity River Vision Project, and it's a piece that's constantly changing. KXAS reporter Chris Van Horn has the story. Art installation similar to that again moves with the wind. It's a neat trend we got going on. All right, so wind, if you're looking for it, we've got some of that in the west today, although overall the forecast is going to be our system in the west moving out today. It's a transition day, and now we're going to see the system pulling out into the plains. Severe storms possible. We talked about Texas and the chance for heavy rain. The system is on the move by Friday, bringing some rain to your getaway day all the way up and down, say from the Ohio Valley to the southeast. Now, this system will make a move through the northeast by Saturday. It'll bring some temperature changes behind it. I mean, look at Minneapolis, 47 degrees compared to the 70s that we've been feeling. Big changes coming. Get used to putting back on these jackets. The system doesn't quite make its way all the way through the southeast. Florida, we do finally get some showers out there, but we are going to be looking for the clouds sticking around across a good chunk of the south. And you'll see by Monday, you know, it doesn't look like the wettest of forecasts, but a lot like it's been this week. It's going to be kind of cloudy and drizzly in the south and east, and we will be looking for some dry weather into parts of the northeast. West, here we go. Another system coming in. This is a really good start to the season. We needed a wet season in the west, and Steph, so far looking pretty good.
That it is. Lots of snowfall.
Long-term drought, though, that we have in the back of our mind here, and certainly across much of the west, this is a nice pattern to be in. A good start to the wet season. Big dip in our jet stream. You see sort of the speckly look to the water vapor in the satellite. You can see it even more. That's showing us where we have some pockets of colder air dipping all the way down into Southern California. We saw thunderstorms. I saw a view of lightning over the skies over San Diego. So yes, we certainly have seen our fair share of showers out there. Now things are lessening up now. Still a little bit of snow in the Sierra. Still some snow over here, especially into the Colorado Rockies. San Juan's, Telluride getting snow. You know, if you go above 9,000 feet or above the tree line, there could be up to 20 inches of snow. Salt Lake City, not snow for us, but a very chilly rain with temperatures in the low 40s. Wouldn't be surprised if you live anywhere with elevation that you'll get a few snowflakes mixing on in. Then we go over here into Colorado. Denver, fine for now, but you can see back towards Grand Junction, a chilly rain. Durango, a mainly chilly rain, maybe some snow. And up at elevation, it is snow, more than a foot of snow once you can make it up above 6,000 to 9,000 feet. And then here are those showers. See that lightning strike down here coming in not too far from Tijuana? Yes, we have that chance for a few more lightning strikes out there today. Again, today everything is swinging out into the plains, but we still have one more day with that chance of some active weather in the west.
Post by Sunday. What's that smile for? What are you thinking about or talking about over there?
Just thinking ahead. You got a fun day ahead. Now, hopefully we get out of this gloom of the weather that we've got. The southeast, we are socked in again in the clouds. This is when I start getting emails and texts from my friends saying, where is the sun? I need some vitamin D. We are stuck in. Let's talk more about Charleston. I've got some interesting stats for you on where we are in the rainy season, as if you couldn't guess. But look at the radar first. We still have some showers out here. Not a lot of rain widespread through the southeast, but certainly some sprinkles, a little bit of mist. You're going to think about turning those wipers on and then manually turning burning them off. That's the kind of day you have in the southeast. Now, we've got the fog, too, and the really densest fog is up here across portions of Illinois and Missouri. Through 10 o'clock, dense fog advisories are in effect, and we're going to see visibility. Look at Chicago, down to 0 now in some locations. It's not everywhere that thick, but this is the kind of fog where if you don't know exactly where you're turning, it's going to come up on you really quickly. So be ready for that. Nashville, now down to 0. That could cause some flight delays. A lot of folks might be flying in today for the CMAs, watching the weather this morning. Low clouds sticking around. See the time up here until at least 11 o'clock. The clouds, I think, will be thick enough and low enough that they could cause some flight delays. Now, the rest of the southeast, talking about those showers, again, very hit or miss. Not a big downpour like we had yesterday in Charleston, but we are going to see some showers, and underneath them, it's going to be enough to get you soaked if you forgot your umbrella as you run in to do some errands later today. Now, let's look at Charleston, South Carolina. What a weather story. We have had big rain a month ago when we had that tremendous flooding. Remember that at the beginning of October? Of course you do if you're here in Charleston. So we look at where we are for October, 18.91. The average is 3.75. And we just picked up another 3.5 inches of rain yesterday. So we are on track to have our wettest year on record. Charleston, South Carolina. Today, not a ton of rain. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a few sprinkles. Very warm and humid temperatures in the 70s.
Okay, Jen, this is our shot. This is the one we're so, because usually when we show this, and that's very muggy and humid, we'll see more of that with the 70s.
For November. I mean,
yes, especially for November.
Time now for a check of your weather headlines this morning. We've got new
to talk about the multiple systems that are going to come through and continue to dump on us.
Yeah, we get this one through, and there's sort of pieces out there still left, and then there's another one lined up for next week. So this is a great trend to start off our rainy season in the west. But let's show you where we're at right now. We are watching as we take a look at the water vapor, this big dip in our jet stream. This has allowed all the cold air to filter in through the west, enough to get us that snow. So Bozeman, you picked up about 5 or 6 inches of snow, and you can see the little disturbance here rolling up into Canada that caused that. All right, so right now the focus is going to be into parts of Colorado. That's where we're going to see some of the bigger snow. Let's talk about what's happening on the radar. There's some pockets of some lighter snow. Yesterday in Idaho, you had some real steady snow coating the interstates, coating the highways, and it was a problem for travel. There's still some snow falling out there, still some across down into Nevada and the Sierra as well, but certainly the bigger amounts are going to be coming out of Colorado today. Here we go with a closer look at the radar, and once you get above, say, 9,000 feet, that's really when you're going to get the big totals, talking 1 to maybe even close to 2 feet of snow. Something like 20 inches is possible above the tree line. Nonetheless, maybe not where you're driving, but if you're traveling today on 70, on 76, certainly 70 more likely into Colorado, be ready for changing conditions. You may need the traction tires on your car today. Winter storm watch is up, winter storm warnings as well, and then we still have a few winter weather advisories left in Nevada. Saw some snow falling this morning in Nevada, and we're going to see the chance for more of that today. So this big dip in our jet stream and the disturbances along with it are on the move. We're going to see that happen today, but still watching the active weather as things sort of rotate slowly through this big dip in our jet stream. This kind of pattern that we're in means that things are going to move slowly. It's why we haven't really cleared things out just yet, and you'll see through the day today, that snow here from Wyoming down into Colorado, even down into the San Juans and down into New Mexico as well. Another disturbance coming on in here. We'll see another round of snow for the Bitterroots heading into the Tetons as well as we get you into Thursday and Friday. So look at these snow totals. It's going to mean for Bozeman another maybe 3 inches on top of what you already had. Get ready for that. We've got another 3 to 5 possible around Jackson Hole. You get up in elevation. Certainly Jackson, Wyoming ski country up there looking good. And then in Colorado, 8 to 12 inches of snow for places like Telluride. Again, up really high, we're going to see close to 20 inches of snow when all is said and done. So great news as we kick off the winter season for folks who love the snow out here.
Agreed.
You know what else? Today they're cutting down the tree for...
Oh, yeah. Okay, for Roxanne as well.
All right, gloomy start in the southeast. Thick clouds, rain.